the shadow that whispers, the unseen force guiding the rare few. Have you ever felt like you were born under a different sky, shaped by something ancient and unseen? Something not necessarily evil, but misunderstood, a force that doesn't chase the light, but dances in the cosmic shadow? If you're still watching, it's probably because some part of you already knows you're not like the others. You've always known. From the earliest moments of your life, there was this texture to reality that others didn't seem to notice. You could feel things, moods, energies, truths behind words, and not just people's emotions, but something deeper, something old, something dark. Most people fear the dark. They run from it, light candles, chant mantras, pray to be delivered from it. But you didn't run, you listened. And in the silence of that listening, something answered back. This isn't about demons in the Hollywood sense, nor is it about malevolent beings seeking to possess. This is about the council, the demon council, an ancient collective of entities, each embodying a truth too heavy for the average soul to carry. They do not guide many, but when they do, they choose the rare few, the dark chosen ones. Not because they are evil, but because they are strong enough to carry the weight of duality, strong enough to carry both the light and the shadow without being consumed by either. The first sign is isolation, not the kind that breaks you, but the kind that builds you. Have you noticed how, even when surrounded by people, you feel like you're watching the world from behind a veil? Like you're in a room no one else can see? That's not depression. That's the first purification. You're being separated from the herd, not because you're broken, but because you're being refined. The demon council doesn't work through crowds. They whisper in the silence. They test your strength by depriving you of comfort. They want to know, will you break, or will you bend the world around you instead? But how do you know it's not just loneliness? How do you know it's something more? Because the second sign begins to emerge dreams. Not ordinary dreams, but vivid, often dark, symbolic landscapes. You see symbols, black serpents shedding skin, ancient rooms lit by fire, shadowy figures that speak in riddles. Most people wake up and forget. But you don't. You wake up remembering. You wake up changed. And sometimes you feel like you never really woke up at all. Like you brought something back with you. A fragment of knowledge you didn't have before. That's not imagination. That's transmission. The third sign is the awakening of forbidden wisdom. You start to understand things you never studied. You say things in conversation that surprise even you, truths, insights, ancient metaphors. People either pull away from you or get addicted to your presence. Some call you intense, others say you're too much. Why? Because you carry the weight of the unseen. The demon council doesn't bless you with facts, they fill you with knowing. The kind of knowing that can't be taught, only remembered. And that kind of wisdom always costs something. Are you willing to pay that price? Then the fourth sign arrives. Chaos. Not random chaos, but orchestrated collapse. Things start falling apart. relationships, careers, identities. You're not being punished, you're being rebooted. The demon council does not build on weak foundations. They will strip you of everything you thought you were, so that what you truly are can rise from the ashes. This is where most people panic. They beg for the storm to stop. But not you. You stand in the eye of it, and you begin to understand this destruction is holy. This pain is intelligent. This is not the end, it's the beginning. But that leads us to a deeper question. Why you? Why were you chosen for such a brutal path? And the answer is the fifth sign, your energy. You don't just feel emotions, you amplify them. You walk into a room and the atmosphere changes. People either feel healed or threatened, magnetized or repelled. That's not charisma. That's frequency. Your aura carries the scent of the underworld, the weight of initiation. You are what Carl Jung would call the wounded healer. Your pain becomes medicine. Your scars become maps. And every time someone tries to dim your light, they end up revealing more of your shadow. The sixth sign is the presence of guides, not angels, not saints, something else, something older. They appear during meditation, in dreams, in moments of silence. Not always in form, sometimes just as a knowing, a voice, a sudden shift in perception. They don't flatter you. They challenge you. They don't say you are special. They say, are you ready to suffer for the truth? The demon council does not caress the ego. They sharpen the soul. And if you're truly chosen, you don't seek comfort, you crave clarity. Now, here's where it gets strange. The seventh sign is paradox. You become two things at once. You feel ancient and ageless. You crave solitude but radiate influence. You are feared and adored, misunderstood and deeply seen. You don't fit in, yet you belong everywhere. You can feel both the divine and the demonic swirling inside you, and neither fully claims you. This paradox is your power. Most people choose a side, light or dark, good or evil. You become the bridge. You become the storm that clears the air, the fire that purifies the temple, the silence that speaks louder than words. And here's the question I want to leave you with, a question that may haunt you in the best way. What if the parts of you that you've been taught to hide are the very keys to your highest destiny? What if your shadow isn't a flaw, but a feature? And what if the demon council chose you not to destroy you, but to awaken you? The initiation of fire, becoming the vessel for forbidden light. If you're still here, then you already know this isn't just a video. This is a rite of passage. You're not watching this for entertainment. You're here because something ancient is stirring within you, something that's been waiting lifetimes to awaken. The demon council doesn't send invitations in the mail. They call through fire, through collapse, through impossible choices. And if you've heard that call, you've already begun the initiation. Let's go deeper. The fire doesn't begin outside of you. It starts within. At first, it feels like restlessness, a sacred dissatisfaction, Nothing in the world seems to satisfy you anymore. Not relationships, not success, not even spiritual teachings that once inspired you. You start to feel like everything you've ever known is a beautiful lie. And that's not depression, it's deconstruction. You're being dismantled. The false self is burning away. It hurts because you're being emptied, and you must be empty to receive forbidden light. This light is not the comforting glow of angels or saints. It's not soft. It's not safe. It is the light that blinds before it reveals. It exposes every hidden part of you. Your rage, your lust, your jealousy, your pride. But instead of banishing these parts, the demon council teaches you to integrate them, to wield them, to turn your wounds into weapons and your scars into spells. This is not the path of purity. It is the path of power. And real power does not come from denial, it comes from radical self-acceptance. You may be asking, why would any divine force want me to embrace my darkness? But that's the wrong question. The real question is, who told you your darkness was wrong in the first place? The demon council doesn't see sin. They see potential. They see energy. They see raw, primal truth that the world has buried under layers of shame. The dark chosen ones are not here to fit in. We're here to disrupt, to awaken, to remind the world that real transformation doesn't come from running toward the light, it comes from walking through the fire with your eyes open. And here's what most people won't tell you. The fire will come in the form of people. The ones you love. The ones who betray you. The ones who misunderstand you. They are not your enemies. They are your mirrors. Every heartbreak is a lesson in sovereignty. Every betrayal is a test of faith, not in others, but in yourself. The demon council will allow you to be broken only to show you how to rebuild yourself stronger. They will strip you of your support so you can learn to stand in your own truth, alone, untouchable, unshakable. The next phase of initiation is silence. Not just external silence, but inner silence, the void. It will feel like everything is gone. Your guides vanish. Your intuition goes quiet. You feel abandoned by the very forces that once empowered you. This is the dark night of the soul. But don't run. This silence is sacred. It is the space where the old dies and the new is born. It is in this silence that you begin to hear something else. The voice that was always there beneath the noise. Your true self. Not the version shaped by trauma or ego, but the eternal witness. The one who has seen lifetimes. That voice is the key to everything. And then come the tests. Not the kind that are obvious. These tests are subtle. Will you speak your truth? Even if it costs you everything? Will you walk away from comfort to follow the unknown? Will you hold your power even when no one validates you? These are the moments that define a dark chosen one. Not flashy spiritual experiences, not visions, not rituals, but the raw, uncomfortable choices that carve your soul into something unbreakable. Here's a truth most people aren't ready to hear. The demon council does not want your worship. They want your evolution. They don't care if you light candles or chant their names. They care if you're willing to become who you were meant to be, even if it means being feared, misunderstood, or alone. They stand behind you when you speak the truth no one else will say. They walk beside you when you take the path no one else will walk. They are not your masters. They are your initiators. And when you pass enough tests, when you've proven that you will not betray yourself just to be accepted, you receive your first gift. Not material, not even magical in the traditional sense. It's a shift, a knowing, a sacred confidence that doesn't come from ego but from alignment. You begin to know who you are, not as a persona, but as a presence, as a force. You become a living paradox. You are both shadow and light, fire and water, chaos and clarity. You are no longer seeking power, you are power. And that changes everything. But let me ask you something deeper. What if your greatest trauma was actually your greatest teacher in disguise? What if the pain you've been trying to heal was never meant to be healed, but transformed? What if the very thing you thought disqualified you is the reason you were chosen? This is the truth very few are ready to hear. The world needs dark chosen ones. Not to conquer, but to awaken. Not to destroy, but to disrupt. You were not chosen because you're perfect. You were chosen because you're real. Because you've touched the edge of madness and survived. Because you've danced with darkness and found your own light inside it. That's the kind of leader the new world needs. Not saints, not saviors, but sovereigns, warriors of shadow and flame. So if you're going through hell right now, if your world is falling apart, if everything you thought was true is crumbling good, that means the fire has begun. That means the council is watching. That means you're being forged. Don't run. Don't numb. Don't hide. Stand in the fire. Let it burn everything that isn't you. And when the smoke clears, you won't just survive. You'll rise. You'll lead. You'll remember. The Pact of Shadows, what the Demon Council really wants from you. There comes a moment on every chosen one's path when the veil lifts not just from the world, but from the self. It's not a grand event. It's not even always mystical. Sometimes it happens in the middle of a sleepless night, staring at the ceiling, when everything in you breaks and something ancient within you whispers, "Now you're ready." That's when the pact begins. Not a contract inked in blood, but a silent agreement between your soul and the council that watches from beyond the veil. And that agreement is simple. You will no longer live a lie. The Demon Council doesn't choose people who want to be popular. They choose those who are willing to be real, completely, brutally, unapologetically. They don't want your rituals. They want your rawness. They want the truth you've hid even from yourself, the rage you've buried, the lust you've demonized, the power you've denied. They want it all, not to exploit it, but to alchemize it. Because your power is in your wholeness, not your perfection. The council doesn't bless fragments. They bless the full spectrum of your being: light, dark, divine, and primal. So what does the pact demand from you? It demands death. Not physical, but energetic. The death of the mask. The death of the version of you that was built to survive but not to thrive. This death is sacred. It's terrifying because it feels like losing yourself. But in truth, you're losing the lie. You're shedding the false skin so that the real essence underneath can finally breathe. And that essence is ancient. It remembers things your conscious mind has forgotten. It remembers your true name, your true mission, your true frequency. And here's where the fear comes in. Because when you drop the mask, people will react. Some will leave. Some will attack. Some will try to put the mask back on you because your authenticity threatens their illusions. But this is part of the pact. The Demon Council will strip away anyone who is not aligned with your truth. Not as punishment, but as preparation. You can't fly if you're chained to the expectations of others. You can't rise if you're still trying to be liked. You can't serve if you're still trying to fit in. The pact demands that you choose truth over approval. Every single time. And when you choose truth, the power starts to flow. It doesn't feel like lightning. It feels like remembering. You begin to speak with a voice that echoes beyond this lifetime. You begin to act with a confidence that doesn't come from ego, but from knowing. You stop asking for permission. You stop explaining yourself. You stop shrinking. Because you realize you were never meant to fit into the world as it is. You were meant to recreate it. You are not here to be normal. You are here to be necessary. The Demon Council gives gifts, but only to those who can handle them. They might grant you heightened intuition, prophetic dreams, the ability to move energy, influence people, or manifest with shocking precision. But these are not tricks. They are tools, and they come with responsibility. If you misuse them, they will be taken. If you try to use them to boost your ego or manipulate others, they will backfire. But if you use them in service of your mission, your evolution, your truth, they will multiply. The Council does not reward ambition. They reward alignment. Let me ask you something that may shake you. What if the demons you were taught to fear were actually protectors? What if they've been guarding the gates of forbidden wisdom, waiting for someone brave enough to knock? What if they tested you not to torment you, but to prove you worthy? And what if the real demons were never them, but the lies you believed about yourself? The voice that told you you're too much. The guilt that said your desires are wrong. The shame that said you don't deserve power. What if the Council came to burn that all away? The truth is, the Demon Council doesn't just want to give you power, they want to make you into power. They don't want followers. They want forces. They want you to be the storm that clears the illusions, the fire that awakens the asleep, the mirror that shows others what they've been too afraid to see. This is not about rebellion. It's about revelation. You're not here to destroy the world. You're here to destroy the lie the world was built upon. That's why your path is so hard. That's why your trials are so intense. Because you're not just being trained, you're being transformed. And transformation isn't clean. It's messy. It's violent. It requires that you face your own shadow and not turn away. That you own your darkness without letting it own you. That you walk through temptation not as a victim, but as a master. The council doesn't want you to be perfect. They want you to be real. They want you to become the kind of being who can walk into chaos and bring order, who can walk into fear and bring power, who can walk into hell and still remember heaven. So if you've ever felt like this world wasn't made for you, it's because it wasn't. You weren't born for this version of reality. You were born to rewrite it, to awaken the sacred darkness within, to channel the fire of truth that burns through illusion, to stand where no one else will stand and speak what no one else will say. That's what the demon council really wants from you. Not obedience, not worship, but sovereignty. They want you to become the God you've been waiting for, the Savior you've been praying to, the force you were destined to become,